Quarterback number 1, Christian Stone, among the walking wounded for the Bulldogs. Quarterback number 2, Dylan Rocca, walking wounded for the Bulldogs. So we're at quarterback number 3. And
another
our
interception.
next pass is thrown for an interception. Number 40, Michael Wade, gets that interception. Right now, we'd like to welcome everyone that's joining us. We are a little late getting started tonight due to some technical difficulties. You are on the Bulldog Television Network this evening from Mount Dora, Florida. The Mount Dora Bible Bulldogs have welcomed the Victory Christian Academy Storm. And speaking of storm,
it's looking a little,
looking a little dark. Right now. So we'll see what's going on. In the first 2 minutes of play, the Bulldogs have thrown 2 interceptions and given great field position to the Storm. So here they go from the shotgun. Number 8 at quarterback, he gives it off to number 5. The same play they scored on just a moment ago. So that handoff goes from Hotchkiss to McKinney, and they take it around the right-hand side before they're tackled, but they make a first down. It is first and goal from the 8.
Looks like they're moving in
from the 8.
Looks like they're moving into a no huddle there real quick, bringing it to the line.
Hotchkiss takes a snap. This time he hands off, going left again to number 5. McKinney takes the ball. The Bulldogs in on the play a little quicker this time, perhaps down to the 5-yard line.
It's like Chandler Larson was there in on the tackle along with 2-3 other Bulldogs.
Number 4, Chandler Larson, senior Bulldog. I want to give him a shout out in a little while. He had some good news come his way this last week. We'll give him that shout out in a little bit. All right, the Storm step up for second and goal from the 6. 9:20 to play in quarter number 1, and we have a timeout. The Storm take that timeout. What I wanted to say about Chandler is that he got news this week that he is a semifinalist for the National Merit Scholarship competition.
That's fantastic.
He's got one more level to make. If he can make it to the next level, he will have himself a very nice scholarship from that organization.
That's good news, good news.
Good news for Chandler. So we've taken a timeout. I don't think the Storm were happy with how they lined up, so they took that timeout. But we're back on the field and ready to play in just a moment. Hotchkiss at quarterback for the Storm. From the shotgun, he has one lone back in Savon Bond. He gives it to him. Bond tries to take it up the middle, and he gets loose, comes out of the scrum there, and scores for the second touchdown for the Storm.
I'll tell you what, I don't know how he did that. It looked like he was surrounded by Bulldogs. Next thing you know, he's in the end zone.
There you go. And I was ready to call him down. I was looking to see which of the Bulldogs had a hold of him. I was going to say so-and-so has the tackle, and next thing you know, he's by himself in the end zone. All right, so they're going to kick for the extra point just as soon as they get their 12th man up with his chin strap buckled. And that one was mishandled. The snap was not good, mishandled. He didn't really get the ball down. Terrence King handling the snap, and he couldn't quite get the ball down, and so the point after is no good. And with 9:11 remaining in quarter number 1, the Bulldogs are getting ready to receive their 3rd kickoff of the game.
Right now, Coach Cochran just needs to take a few minutes and get his team calmed down here before this thing gets ugly just a few minutes in.
Once again, we'd like to welcome everyone that's joining us. We did get started about 2.5 minutes late into the game, and that was technical difficulties on our part, but we think we have them squared away. And here comes the kickoff this time. Joseph Aline packs it in, and he is still on his feet, and finally brought down at the 38-yard line by number 33, Harley Weldy, and I believe number 3, Nicholas Wilson of the Storm. So the Bulldogs go on offense for the 3rd time, and we'll see how they line up here in just a moment. They've had one fantastic run from Jordan McPherson on the first possession, and then 2 interceptions.
Victory Christian has got some big boys there on the defensive line. That number 64, Rodney Leary, he's something else.
Nope. 64 for them is Anthony Tubbs.
Oh, my bad. Yep.
All right, we've got Walmsley at quarterback tonight, Dustin Walmsley. I was kind of expecting Caleb Parrish in there, but Dustin Walmsley lines up at quarterback, number 6. Bulldogs make a pretty nice play there, pick up about 8 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 2 from the 45-yard line. Walmsley's going to keep it, and he falls ahead for maybe half a yard, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Let's see where they put the yard marker. It's going to be 3rd down, and he actually lost about a foot.
Yeah, it's looking about 3 yards, maybe, right around.
Yeah, a little less than 3 yards. 3rd down. There's a little pass out to number 34. Wow, 34, that's Kevin Gregalunas. Kevin's been nursing a sore knee all week, but he's out there on the field tonight and takes that pass in, and the referee is not going to call for the chains. He's signaling right away. It's a 1st down, Bulldogs.
Looks like that was Audrey Polian there on the tackle for the Storm.
Put a man in motion. That's McPherson in motion. Then we look back to Joseph Aline with the pass play. It's complete. Number 9 for the Storm thought he had that tackle, and that is Terrence King, but Aline slipped out of his grasp and went ahead for about a 5-yard pickup. Well, we'll make it 4.5-yard pickup. So 2nd down and 6. We are in, for the first time tonight, Storm territory at their 48-yard line. So it will be 2nd down for the Bulldogs. It seems they've settled down a little bit now, Trent, and we'll see how we play this. All right, we've put one man in the backfield to help with the blocking, and whoa, that was thrown up for grabs, and luckily it was knocked down. That was thrown up for grabs, and I think they hit him just as he was trying to release the ball, and it just was a pop-up.
Kevin Coy, number 6 for the Storm. I think he looked a little bit down the field, seeing his path to the end zone there, and we got lucky because of that. Ended up dropping the ball.
Well, we've got a timeout on the field. Can we take a minute and have a commercial?
Yes, we're sorry.
We'll go to commercial here in a little while. We want to make sure everybody sees who our sponsors are tonight, and we'll get our list out here in a few minutes and read it to you. But we do have a graphic of our sponsors, and we do appreciate them. That's going to be encroachment against the Storm. The 5-yard penalty is going to just about give us a first down. So it's going to be 3rd and maybe 1, maybe even less than.
Difficulties there for a moment.
Are we
We're
back?
Yep.
All right, we're back. That was me. All right, it's 4th down. On that last play, we made nothing, got back to the line of scrimmage. So it's 4th and about 1.5 feet to go. We'll see what the Bulldogs do. And before that can all happen, Victory Christian decides they need a timeout. So timeout charge to the Storm. While we have this timeout, let me just remind you and remind ourselves that this game is brought to you under the auspices of the FHSAA and through the facilities of Play On Sports. Without the FHSAA and Play On Sports, it would be impossible for us to provide you with this streaming live television of this game tonight. So thanks to both of them. We appreciate our partnership with them and the ability we have to present our home football games live streaming on the internet. Also, we'd remind you that we will archive this game sometime over the weekend, perhaps tomorrow or even Monday. And there's Walmsley. He gets ahead for the first down. So as I want to finish that thought, we will archive this game on our website, and you can watch it at your leisure again. So that's first down Bulldogs at the 40. This is the furthest that the Bulldogs have been into the Storm's territory tonight.
This is really just the kind of drive the Bulldogs need here to give the defense a little bit of a break and see what we can drive down there and put 6 on the board.
Walmsley's back to throw. He's got a man wide open. It's number 8 for the Bulldogs, and that is Chad Simmons. Chad, only a sophomore, takes that ball down to, I'm going to say, the 10-yard line. 11. Let's say the 11-yard line.
Yep.
So 1st and 10, that the Bulldogs have an opportunity to get another first down if they need it. But a very nice pass play between Walmsley and a wide open Chad Simmons. Later, Trent and I will try to show you the definition of overkill. Here we go. Walmsley keeps the ball, brings it off the right side. He falls across the 10-yard line, perhaps down to the 9. Number 6 was in on that tackle for Victory Christian. That is Kevin Coy. Walmsley takes the snap. He's looking to pass. He sees, he saw two men. Caleb Parrish thought the pass was intended for him, and he could not get a handle on it. I personally think the pass was intended for number 20, Nick Johnson.
Yep.
But they were both right there.
They definitely need to try to make something happen here, that's for sure.
He's got Greg Alunas in the backfield with him. Walmsley ready to take the snap. He's going to keep it. He slants off the left side, and he is down around the 5-yard line. We might have had some extra piling on there, and sure enough, somebody's getting up slow off the bottom. That's number 6. Kevin Coy was the first one in on the tackle, and the last one up off the ground. All right, well, the Bulldogs have slowed down as they've approached the goal line. They are at the 6-yard line, and it is 4th down. 4th down and goal to go. So the Bulldogs either put it in the end zone here or have to turn the ball over. Coach Cochran, I believe, is going to call timeout here. He's going to take a timeout. I think he was afraid the timer was going to expire before he could get the play in. He's talking to the official, and the official's telling him a thing or two. So Coach Cochran back into the huddle. They'll square away the play that they have in mind.
Well, if nothing else, the offense has given the defense a couple of minutes there to catch a breather and get the legs up underneath them.
The offense has been on the field now for over about 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we took the ball over at 9:21, so it's 3:21, so 6 minutes. The offense has been on the field, and we pushed the ball the furthest that it's been into Storm territory tonight. In their 2 scoring drives, they have taken over into our territory. So here we pushed them back into their own territory, and it is 4th down, and the Bulldogs have to come up with at least 5 yards to the 1-yard line. And now the official on the far side has decided to call timeout himself, and we'll see what discussion they're going to have.
Looks like we got some of the Bulldog faithful moving in to help the band fire up the crowd.
Well, it's been pretty quiet so far from the crowd. Walmsley has these around the right side. He has a good chance to score. He's in, and the Bulldogs score the touchdown. They had a chance for the first down at the 1-yard line. Walmsley cleared the line of scrimmage, and he was all alone. So with 3:14 remaining in quarter number 1, the Bulldogs put 6 on the board. Now our kicker, Christian Stone, is out for a pretty good chunk of the season. Trent, I talked to him the other day, and I think the earliest he can be back is late October. So we'll have to bring out kicker number 2. What? You know what? We're bringing out kicker number 1.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought that
Christian
was
Stone
right
is
there.
out there kicking with a hard cast on his hand, and he is a very strong kicker, and it's up and good. So Christian is allowed to kick with that cast on. I don't think they want him playing any Jack Tatum safety with that cast.
No, I doubt that.
That would
Yeah,
probably
I
be
doubt
against
that.
the rules. I'm feeling that's against the rule. But so we're lucky. I was wrong. Christian is able to go out and kick point after, and field goals. if he needs to be. He told me the other day that he has in practice hit a 50-yard field goal. So from the ball on the 40, he's hit a 50-yard field goal in practice. If you watch him, he kicks the old style, straight ahead, not the soccer style, but the straight ahead kick.
Yep.
But he has a lot of foot. So 3:14 remaining, quarter one. Our guest, Victory Christian Academy Storm, with 13 points, which basically we set them up for. And we have 7 points that we earned from the get-go. So here we go, our first time to kick off in the game. I've noticed Daniel Johnson's been down here on the sideline for quite a while. The paramedics have come and talked to him a little bit. So he must have gotten shooken up a little worse than I thought earlier. That kickoff picked up by Kevin Coy, and he brings it all the way back to the 50-yard line. So once again, the Storm are going to have very good field position to start their third possession of the first quarter. So we already have more points in the first quarter than we had in all of regulation last week.
Yeah, yes, we do. That's right. Yeah, I doubt we're going to be in for a defensive contest tonight, or at least not. It's not
there we
looking
go,
like
though. Look at that. Look at Walmsley.
And as I speak,
we throw them for a 5-yard sack. So there we go. Walmsley's in the backfield. He's all over Hunter Hotchkiss. And that's the first time tonight we've seen the Storm go backwards. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 15. They're back to their own 45. Hotchkiss lines up with 2 running backs in the backfield. He gives it off to number 1. We've seen that play now about 3 or 4 times. That is Savon Bond. And Bond is back to the original line of scrimmage.
looks like that was Chad Simmons in on the tackle, I believe. Yep, Chad Simmons.
Well, Bulldogs take a timeout. Can we take a timeout? And we're back from that timeout just as the Storm come to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and a long, long 9 from their own 50 or from our 49-yard line. Hotchkiss has the ball. He's looking to throw. He barely gets it away, and sure enough, it's yes, it is. Number 5 takes that pass in. That's Jalen McKinney for the Storm, and I believe he falls across.
He does, yeah.
Into first down territory. So he needed 9 yards, and he got 10, so first down Storm.
They came up and greeted him about a yard short, and I thought we had him because we had 3 players all around him, but his momentum pushed him forward.
So here we go. It's first down Storm in Bulldog territory at the 39-yard line. Hotchkiss back by himself. Here comes a man in motion. He's going to give it to him. And that is number 9.
Terrence
King, and he stumbles.
Yeah, he lost his footing there when he made that cut. Grass came out there from underneath him, and down he went. The Bulldog defense, though, seemed like they were reading it fairly well, so I'm not so sure even if he hadn't slipped that we wouldn't have been right on it.
We've been getting a lot of rain the last few days, and I'm sure this field is a little spongy in places. Here's Hotchkiss looking to pass. He lets it go. He's got a man wide open, number 1. That is Savon Bond. We lay a pretty good hit on him, but, you know, a pretty good hit is not that much good after we let him gain 15 yards. So it's first down.
Joseph Aline lets him know that he's there, but it was a little too late.
Little too late. He held on strong. So it's first down, and they are moving quickly. Hotchkiss is going to keep it this time. He got what he could get and then took a slide. And we have a Bulldog dragging a leg out from out underneath that pile. And that's number 9, Austin Warren. But he seems to be shaking it off. And that's the end of quarter 1. So at the end of quarter 1 with a score of 13 for the visiting Storm and 7 for the homestanding Bulldogs, we'll take a 1-minute timeout. Welcome back. We're live here in Mount Dora, Florida, Bulldog Stadium. The Storm is threatening. Hotchkiss looks to throw, and he gets a lick laid on him by Greg Alunas. So that shook up his aim there, and pass falls incomplete. Hotchkiss decides to take it, and he takes it all the way. So that's another touchdown for the Storm. 10 seconds gone in quarter number 2.
They had everybody else picked up except the quarterback. He was able to just stroll right in there.
He didn't have much going against him there. He walked right in. All right, they're going to bring their kicker back on again. They've missed one PAT, made one PAT. The kicker is number 22. That's Grant Blackburn. The hold was good this time, and the kick was good. So that's going to make the score 20-7. Bulldogs come into this game 3-0 plus a win in the preseason classic. Tonight, though, starts their district play. So this is our first district game of the year. So we've had a chance to get tuned up. Unfortunately, we've had a chance to get banged up, and we're playing short tonight.
And I'll tell you, in my time here at the school, I don't think I've ever seen a bigger line from one of our opponents than what the Storm are throwing out here tonight.
It is rare in our league for a school to put such a line on the field. All right, he drives Parrish back into the end zone. He has to bring it out now. Nope, he doesn't have to bring it out. If he recovers in the end zone, it's a touchback. I forgot about that high school rule. So even though he touched it back at the 4 or 5, it rolls into the end zone. When he touches it again in the end zone, it's down. So that is a touchback.
Thank God for high school rules. That would have been a problem.
It could have been a problem, but it looked like Parrish was ready to pick up another yard or two, so he might have gone past the 20-yard line.
Yeah.
Walmsley with the ball. He's hurried. He's going to have to keep it. He's looking to pick up some yards. He picked up a really good block, and then finally he was tripped up.
I'll tell you what, though, Walmsley, that was sort of an unnecessary move right there. He should have just ran right out of bounds on that. He tried to get an extra yard, though, and we can't afford to lose him.
And he already had the first down.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're on the field. He knows about where the first down marker is, but he's trying to get as much as he can. We've been down in the hole before, so he's trying to bring us up out of the hole.
Yep.
So perhaps we'll let it go.
Yeah, I think we'll cut him.
We're going to let it. We're going to cut him a little slack. Here we go. He's going to keep it again. Try that same right side. They did not let him loose this time. And I'm having a little trouble picking up these numbers off the jerseys of the visiting team. I don't know why I'm having trouble with them.
I didn't see
we'll
the number
try
on
to,
that one either.
We'll try to be a little more careful about that. All right, here we go. Bulldogs got 2nd and 9 from their own 31-yard line. Walmsley at quarterback. He does have one back behind him. And there's a pass wide open to number 3, Caleb Parrish. It's a foot race down the right-hand side, finally pushed out of bounds by number 6. That's Kevin Coy. But that is a big first down for the Bulldogs, and they are now into Storm territory.
I guess the Storm are coming in tonight with an 0-4 record, believe it or not. We spoke to one of their videographer for the Storm a little earlier before the game, and but it's like he said, district play. It's a whole new
ball game.
Kind of,
yep, it's another season. You can just think of those first 3 games for us as a preseason, and we don't know from their 0-4 record if they've already played a district game or 2. We don't know.
Yeah. That was, I believe that was Anthony Tubbs there in on the tackle for the Storm.
And we are lucky we made it back to the line of scrimmage on that. So we are still on the 35-yard line of Victory Christian, and it is 2nd and 10. There's a nice pass out to McPherson, and he handles it very well. Picks up another yard or two. He's down to about the 29-yard line.
That was Andre Polion with the tackle for the Storm there. It was a good open field tackle.
So it's 3rd down, and we'll say 4. Bulldogs come to the line. Walmsley in the shotgun, as we've seen all night. And
offsides.
I believe it's encroachment, and if it is, that will be a 1st down.
Yep.
That's the 3rd time tonight the Storm have come on some kind of a, I don't know if it's our way we're calling the count, or they're just trying to blitz or whatever it is, but 3rd time tonight they've encroached.
I think he thought he could time it, but he was wrong.
He was wrong, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Walmsley's going to keep it. He's trying that right side where he's had some success. And he gets down maybe 2 yards, and then the official steps in and drops a flag on top of the pile.
I think this may be going against the Storm, the way they're
pointing their fingers.
responded.
Yep. And I would say it's probably some kind of roughness, unnecessary roughness type. Oh, I see. I think he's showing him the face mask. Yep. Face mask. And that's the
15-yard variety, I believe.
The big
Yep.
face mask. So that's not the
personal
accidental,
foul,
I
yeah.
barely touched it
Yep.
face mask. That is the personal foul face mask. So
12-yard
another 1st down. 8:21 to go in this half. Another 1st down. The Bulldogs are driving. And there's a pass out to number 9, Austin Warren. He's looking toward the 5-yard line. He makes it down to about the 7. So Walmsley to Warren. Gain of about 5.
Austin's one of our big play guys, so it's good to see him out there making an impact on this.
Uh-oh. We mishandled that snap, and Walmsley wisely doesn't try to pick it up. Just gets down on it.
Yeah, too often these guys sometimes
They want to
teams
try to
make
save
something
it.
to nothing, yeah.
They want to try to save it, and when they do, they make a mistake. So here we took a 8-yard loss, but we still have possession of the ball. So let's see what we can do on 3rd and 13. That's the first bad snap of the game for the Bulldogs. Oh, he threw it right down at the feet of Noel Gussler.
Yeah, that was
Who was
that
putting
would have been
pressure
hard.
on- Did
to
you see
have
who was
caught.
putting that pressure on him
I did not.
for
no,
the Storm? He was under pressure, and he let it go, and it went straight to Noel's shoe tops. All right, it's 4th down, and they put Christian Stone in the game, which means he's going to try for 3. They're counting to make sure they got enough men. They sent in at the last second. Caleb Parrish goes in to help protect on the field goal attempt. Austin Warren is going to hold. If this is good, that's a 38-yard field goal.
His
Christian Stone.
his presence on the field, even when he's not playing quarterback, is noticeable. I mean, if we'd had him last week, then we may not have gone into.
I was going to say palpable.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
but we'll say noticeable, so you can understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah. We definitely. Well, I don't think we would have gone into overtime because when he was out of the game last week, we didn't have a kicking game.
We had no kicking game. No kicking game last week, and we could have made it. It would have been 7-6, and we could have gone home way early.
Yeah, that's right.
Way early last week. If you weren't with us last week, what a game! 3 quarters, nothing hardly happened. Finally, we get a 6-6 score. We run out of regulation. First overtime, second overtime, finally third overtime, and the Bulldogs pull it out 18-12. But it was a 3.5-hour game last week.
Yeah, and those
3.5 hours.
The team from John Paul II had to go all the way home to Tallahassee that night.
They did?
Yeah.
Because I wondered if they
may have stayed over. I know it would have been a long drive home.
Yeah, I'm hoping they had an opportunity to stay over because that was going to be a horrible drive home. Well, with 6:18 to play in the half, it is 20-10. 20 points for the visitors and 10 points for the homestanding Bulldogs. So here we go. We're going to kick off from the 40-yard line. Back deep for the Storm. They have 2 men back deep. I'm going to try to catch their numbers here if I can. And number 1, that's Bond. He's been a strong player for them tonight.
I don't know if that's
and here's the kick. It's a little kick right into the middle. Picked up by number 6. And that is Kevin Coy. And we don't necessarily want him to have the ball.
No.
But he brings it ahead for about 5 yards. So the Storm aren't in bad shape here at their own 45-yard line. They've got plenty of room to do what it is they want to do. And they will take over first down with 6:14 remaining in the half.
I tell you what, except for a play here or there, a couple of play or two there, it's been a pretty close game. We just got to stop them from reeling off the big one there.
Hotchkiss is by himself in the shotgun. He's looking to pass. He's pushed out of the pocket. He's still looking to pass. And he throws it
I thought
away.
That was grounding. I think the Coach Cochran's a little upset on that one. That should have been grounding there.
And the referee's telling him that his arm was perhaps hit or whatever. I don't know. We'll all know when we go back and look at the tape, but the officials decided that was not intentional grounding. So it's an incomplete pass. So it's second down and 10 from the 45-yard line. Hotchkiss is looking to throw it. He's got a man open, but he threw it too high.
Nick Johnson had a chance at it. It was going to be a slim chance. Just right outside his fingertips there.
Terrence King was the intended receiver, and I believe Terrence might have gotten hurt a little bit. He's limping a little bit. He signaled to the sideline for a replacement. So the Storm have sent in as his replacement.
Francois? I believe that's who it was that came in.
I believe it's number 10.
Yep.
So he's got 2. Well, I said he had 2 running backs. He told one of them to get out. He sent one out to the wing. So he's going with one running back whom he hands it off to. That's number 5. He's around the left side. He's off to the races with number 26. And he is taken out of bounds. So number 5, that's Jalen McKinney off to the races with Noel Gussler, and Noel Gussler just coming back off of an injury, probably not up to 100% tonight. but he turned the corner on us, and I thought he was going to score. But, Trent, please note at the 43-yard line,
Just
there's
saw
a
that.
flag,
Coming back.
and it's
Holding.
on them. And as
usual,
it's a holding penalty.
Yep.
And by usual, I don't mean usual for Victory Christian. I mean usual when they throw the flag right there where they turn the corner on those plays.
Yep.
That is usually holding. So, Bulldogs dodge that bullet for now.
Big bullet.
So we'll see what they can do. 3rd and 7. He hands off, and they try the middle of the line, and they are ahead for about 4 or 5 yards, but they're going to come up short of the first down. They hand off to Savon Bond right up the middle. And crawling up off the ground last for us is
Ian
number 52, Ryan Leary, and number 50, Ian Watson. So we haven't called their names yet tonight. Ryan Leary and Ian Watson on the defensive line. It's 5 minutes and 13 seconds to play till halftime. The score is 20-10. The Storm takes a time out, and can we take a timeout as well? We're back. It's 4th down. And it looks like they're trying one of our tricks. He's trying that quick count. It didn't work.
We'll get him delay a game.
And he delay of game. He spent too much time on it.
They are disagreeing. I'm not really sure
that their disagreement isn't correct.
Yeah.
Because when did they start the timer on
that? That was a very quick clock, that's for sure.
Yep, I agree. But that sets them back 5 yards, and now it's 4th and 7, maybe even 8. So they have sent on a punt team. Parrish goes back for us, and they bring in their kicker, number 22, Grant Blackburn, 6 foot tall. He's a senior. And that was interesting. Parrish gets it on the run. He stiff arms one man. He's past another. He bumps into another and goes ahead. So he breaks one tackle, knocks another man out of his way, and finally he falls down.
That was
somewhere.
The wrong kind of kick. Yeah.
They are going to put him stepping out of bounds, unfortunately, at the 46-yard line. I had him out down here at about the 37, but the official right there on the sideline had him step out of bounds right here in front of us at the 46-yard line. So it is 1st down. We held them.
And got time to run.
And we got
run some offense.
We have time to run a little offense before halftime. So let's see what we can do. Walmsley at quarterback. He's going to go around the right side. He's looking. He steps in. And, four of the Storm get him after about a 2-yard gain. including number 64, Anthony Tubbs.
And it looks like Micah Wade were both in on the tackle there, along with 2 others.
So McPherson comes off the field. And I believe he's replaced by Gussler.
Yep.
Walmsley goes into the shotgun. He's got nobody in the backfield with him. So he's looking to throw. He sees somebody. It's almost intercepted. Almost intercepted. He had his eye on number 7. Devin Simmons, but he didn't see the defender in between.
Terrence King.
And luckily,
he almost had one.
Luckily, and I didn't see who our man was in front of him, but our man turned around and pretty much knocked the ball loose.
Yeah. We've called Terrence King's number quite a bit here on this night already, and he almost had a big play for the Storm right there. Still got 4 minutes to go.
Walmsley's looking to throw over the middle, and he had a man, but he threw it behind him. And there's something going on here. In the defensive secondary, we see a flag, and we'll see how they call it. And if we're lucky, it'll be a signal that we know, Trent.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be on the Storm.
It is going to be on the Storm, and it's some kind of pushing
offsides,
or pass interference, pushing, illegal use of hands.
Yeah, they're going 15 yards on that.
So it's pass interference.
Yep.
So maybe the reason he didn't catch that pass is somebody had a hold of him. So it's first down. First down with 3:55 to go. The Bulldogs are pushing ahead. They're down to the 29-yard line.
You got a chance to bring this thing in within 3 before the half.
And that is going to be encroachment, I believe.
Got him again. They're a little jumpy on the defensive line.
The defensive end on this end, he went ahead, and then everybody kind of held their breath, and then he backed up, and then they blew the whistle. So that's a 5-yard penalty. So it's 2nd and 5. 1st and 5. What am I saying? 1st and 5.
Yep. I tell you what, if I was Coach Cochran here, I think I'd try a pass, see if you can pull one off here in the end zone.
In other words, you got a free play.
Yep.
Let's see what he does. Nope, he's going to run off that right side, and he gets about a yard. Actually, he lost about half a yard. Are we going to leave the camera live at halftime tonight for the band or not? We're not. So we're going to, at halftime, we're going to leave the air, and we'll join you back on the other side. Actually, I'm wrong, as usual. We are going to leave a camera live at halftime, so you will be able to see the performance of the band tonight at halftime. All right.
If you're watching in, though, definitely stick around for the second half, because I think we're going to have a good one here in the second half.
If we can ever play this last 4 minutes of the first half. We've had, 3 penalties almost in a row.
Yeah. That
one goes against the Bulldogs. So after starting at 2nd and 5, it's now 2nd or 3rd and 11. The marker's showing 2nd down. Walmsley back to pass. He's under pressure. He got loose from one man. He tucks it under and still loses yardage on the play around that right side.
That was great coverage by the Storm defense there.
Yeah.
He had nowhere to throw the ball.
He had nowhere to throw the ball, and they had him also covered. And that the defensive player out there on that right side wisely didn't leave his area, and he was there to tackle Walmsley.
You got to figure at the very least we got to try to see if we can get another 10 yards or so to get into field goal range.
It's 3rd now and 15, so we started at 2nd and 5. Let's see what we can do. He's looking to pass again. He's looking. He sees a man open, but number 5 sticks his hand up, and that is Jalen McKinney. He sticks his hand up and keeps Chad Simmons from making a reception. It was a pass that was catchable, but it was broken up. We give that to the defender.
Yeah, if he hadn't got that big paw up there, we would be celebrating 6 right now, because there was no one.
There was no one
him in the end zone. Yeah.
No. All right. Well, it's 4th down. We are not in field goal range, and a punt.
Go for it.
A punt is not going to do that much good here.
Yeah.
So we will try to get the first down. He's airing it out. It's wide. He's wide open, and
Austin
Warren lost the handle on it.
He sure did. Yeah. It was there.
It was right there. He had it right there.
Yeah.
He had it right there. We will say Austin's view was probably blocked somewhat by the defender, but it was right there. Well, it's a minute 37 till halftime.
I tell you what, with
Austin's pounding his head out, pounding his helmet out there.
If they threw that pass 9 more times, he'd probably catch the other 9, but that particular one, that just got away from him. He just needs to shake it off.
Shake it off. He's out there on the defense, so he's got to shake it off and get back to business right here. Hotchkiss in the shotgun, and he gives it off to number 5, and they try the middle, and they don't get much. So that's McKinney on the carry, and they do not get too much, perhaps 3 yards.
They don't seem like they're in much of a rush to get to the line of scrimmage here.
No.
Which I don't blame them.
And they're just, I think, going to, if they can make some yards, fine. If not, they're going to try to take care of the ball. They might get a delay of game again if they don't hurry up and get this snap off. That pass is out to number 9.
They may have just gotten
I saw a flag,
yep.
I see a flag back there. And we'll see what that call is. I was going to speculate and say I don't think that's the official that throws that. Let's see. He laid his hand across his chest, and I can't remember what that means.
Yeah, I do think that was delayed game.
It might have been delay of game. It didn't come from the official I was expecting it to come from. Is that one hand across the chest? Is delay of game?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'm not positive, but I
thought
I knew he was right near the clock expiring.
Yeah. All right. We'll let everybody sort out that signal right there. There's a 5-yard penalty, so it's 2nd and 11. They're looking to pick up a few yards, and they're going to I believe they just threw a flag in the middle of that pile.
They're going to run this clock out here. I don't think they may get one more pass off.
I thought I saw a flag on that play, but it was not a flag. Yeah. So 19 seconds to go. Let's see.
Now they're going empty backfield.
Empty backfield, 8 seconds to go. He's going to take the snap, and he's going to heave it up here. Well, and there you go.
Yeah.
Up. He didn't quite do it.
3/10 of a second to go.
He didn't quite do what he wanted to do there. So .3.
I tell you what, Dan, was that again?
That was second.
Okay. All right.
So we're looking at 3rd and 7.
I was about to say, if
7.
that had been 4th down, he just may have made a very big mistake. They're gonna call that intentional grounding.
Are they?
Are they doing that? Looks like that's what they're doing. I thought he was outside the pocket, but apparently
Well,
not.
I'm not sure how that rule plays out in high school.
Yeah.
I think what it will boil down to is
They would be wise to kneel this down.
that they better do something here.
Yeah.
They got a guy
they
back
are.
deep to play a little safety net back there.
They're going to kneel this down.
They're just going to take it and kneel it down,
Yep.
and that's it. That's halftime. Well, Trent and I will be back after halftime. We're going to take a little break, and we're going to leave, I think, an open microphone and a camera on the band. So we'll be back for the 3rd quarter in just a few minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mount Dora Bible is proud to present the 2012 edition of the Mount Dora Bible Bulldog Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Mr. Doug Yopp and Associate Band Director Andrew Foster. Our color guard sponsor is Sharon Coe. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Carson Barker and Casey Newton. Our band officers are Band Captain Annette Miller, Color Guard Co-Captains Bethany Roddy and Quiari Hatcher, Percussion Captain Liam Wilson, Woodwinds Captains Billy McKinney and Emily Galloway, Brass Captains Chris Newkirk and Christian Ulrich. Our Pit Captain is Vincent Torres. This year's show is entitled It's Only Rock and Roll. It consists of Get Back by the Beatles with soloists Sophia Gonzalez and Sarah Baker, ABC by the Jackson 5 featuring our color guard and percussion, along with Aaron Hadley on guitar and Vince Torres on bass guitar. We finish with Come Sail Away by Styx featuring soloists Emily Galloway, Annette Miller, Chris Newkirk, and Christian Ulrich. Drum majors Carson Barker and Casey Newton, is your band ready? And now we welcome to the field the Mount Dora Bible Bulldog Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2012 edition of the Mount Dora Bible Bulldog Marching Band.
We are up. Well, we're back for the beginning of the second half, and we got a little clarification on that signal where the referee held one hand across his chest.
Yep.
Illegal substitution. They had 12 men on the field there at the beginning of that play, and that's why they were penalized. So,
according to the referee we spoke to, they will sometimes let that slide if they're hurrying up off the field, but if they're taking their sweet time, they'll nail him for it.
And we know he was taking his sweet time because they were trying to let the clock expire.
Yep.
So either way, it didn't hurt the Storm because they were trying to run the clock out anyway.
Right.
And it didn't really give us an advantage.
Bulldogs are back on the field here, starting to warm up again.
They put another 2 minutes back on the clock, so we will have a time to
kind of review the first half maybe. I thought
well, you know, in 2 minutes, the first 2 minutes of the game while we were technically off the air.
That's right, we're making it up now.
The other team scored 2 times.
Yeah.
So it was 13-zip by the time we came on the air. And then the first quarter was pretty active. Second quarter, not quite as active. I believe the Storm scored once.
Yeah.
The Storm have some players that are standing out. To me, of course, the quarterback, Hotchkiss, is very cool in the pocket. He's had to throw it away a couple of times. And
Kevin Coy.
And he's kept his cool. Kevin Coy for them has played a good game, as has Jalen McKinney, also Savon Bond.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a lot of him. For us, I have to give it to Walmsley.
Yeah.
This is his first. We played 3 games, and this is his first 3 games and a preseason, and this is his first start, and he is according himself very well.
Offensively, it just hasn't felt like, although we have 10 points on the board, outside of Walmsley and Christian Stone, it just doesn't seem like we're mentioning anybody at the moment.
Well, we've been throwing quite a few passes, trying to throw passes. Walmsley's looked to pass, can't pass, pulls it down, runs with it.
Right.
We've seen a couple of good plays by Jordan McPherson. Greg Alunas had one pretty good play. But you're right. We've made a couple of pass plays out to Chad Simmons. We tried our little onside kick there, and they recovered. We've threatened it a couple of times tonight, and this time we went ahead with it. But they've been watching our film.
They were ready.
They've been watching our film, so they know that that's how we play it. We threaten it, then we try it. So 11:58, we only ran off 2 seconds off the clock. So the Storm are going to take over once again in what I call that good field position, 49-yard line.
Field position. Yep. The defense really needs to come through here.
So far, the Storm, we've only made them start in far back, I believe, once in this game. Otherwise, they've been at the 50 or even on our side of the field.
Yep, they sure have.
So here we go. Oh, we just about had that.
There.
We just about had that tackle for a 5 or 6 yard loss, but it's still going to go down as a 2 or 3 yard loss. Running the ball again for the Storm is Jalen McKinney, and I should have mentioned him earlier. He's had some good offensive plays for the Storm.
Oh, boy, we got a wide open. The Bulldogs avoided a thing there. They had number 9 there for Terrence King. The Bulldog defense didn't see him, and he was all alone. If the quarterback had saw him, I think they would have been in the end zone.
Well,
we didn't have anybody on him.
Looks like Hotchkiss already had his mind set on handing off to Kevin Coy. and Kevin made maybe a yard and a half. So well, we were one jersey grab away from a touchdown there. McKinney cut it back up to the inside and right through the middle of the secondary of the Bulldogs. Another first down for the Storm. Did you happen to see who grabbed that jersey?
I did not. I couldn't see in the crowd there who that was. He went right up the middle.
Well, he threatened to the outside, and then he cut hard up the middle, and it was wide open. Here we go again.
It looks like that's going to be Davis Brown on the tackle there. Oh, we had just had a little kicking.
A little kicking. And
yep, on Victory Christian. That's going to get him kicked out of the game, as honestly it should. You would like to think that he's going to be gone after a play like that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how they call it.
I think that's pretty clear cut. He's coming off the field, but I imagine the coach is summoning him in anyway.
Well, they're deciding which way they want to go with that. Let's see how it comes out. All right. And that's what I thought was going to happen. Offsetting penalties, unsportsmanlike conduct against both teams. He didn't kick out for no reason. He did. We saw that plain as day, but he didn't do it for no reason. Something underneath there was going on, and the referees saw all of it, and the flag gets thrown. So offsetting penalties, it's as if nothing really occurred. So it's still 2nd down and 8. Unless we were zoomed in on that, I don't think the film will indicate
what
exactly what happened there. All right, number 1, look at him. He did it again.
Yeah.
He slides underneath the tackle and comes out the other end, and he just now is being brought down.
He defies the laws of gravity. I have no idea how he did not go down there.
Savon Bond.
Yeah.
So that's third and 1. I know we called Davis Brown's name the other minute ago, and somewhere in my pocket, and it's not this piece of paper, but somewhere in my pocket I have something that I'm going to share with y'all later. I'll have to dig deeper for it. Hotchkiss barely gets a chance to hand that off to McKinney. Here's what I want to do, Trent. I told some of the football players today that if they gave me a name of somebody, their relative or whatever might be watching the game live, that I would give them a shout out. So Davis Brown wants me to give a shout out to Rockledge, Florida, to Monica Robinson. So
that's fantastic. Yeah.
So from Davis Brown to Monica Robinson, good evening. We hope you're watching tonight. We hope you're enjoying the game. And it's time out. So we're going to have to talk our way through this timeout. Trent?
I'll tell you what, it's 4 minutes into the second half, and it's already become pretty spirited. This should make for an interesting last 20 minutes of the game. Starting to get a few light sprinkles out here.
And that cool breeze we had about 40 minutes ago, that's gone.
Yeah, it's gone away. It's starting to heat up a little bit
It's mugging back up. If you are watching from elsewhere, we have had rain every afternoon at about 3 o'clock when the bell rings
Mm-hmm.
this week. And the temperature has moderated somewhat this week, but tonight after this little breeze blew through, it blew in some more of that muggy air. So we'll see if that has any effect on the game tonight. It is, as Trent said, sprinkling. And finally, we get into the backfield, and we get a sack on Hotchkiss. I think that's only the second time we've sacked him tonight. And this time it was number –
I don't have his number.
It's some number we don't have. It's 65.
It said 65, yeah.
65, so –
We don't have that number.
I'm guessing because it looks like him. I think it's Rodney Leary.
Okay. Otherwise, it was apparently a
Wait a
phantom
minute.
tackle.
No. 65.
Yeah, it's a 65.
65. That is not Rodney Leary.
Yeah,
65
we don't have
is Daniel Johnson. Look, he's out of alphabetical order.
okay, yeah.
Some PE coach made this spreadsheet.
I can't read well. Apparently so.
Because look at that. 65 is between 13 and 20. What's that all about? Daniel Johnson made that sack.
Stephen Hayes may be messing with us as getting us ready for tonight's.
I don't know. And the other thing that could have happened is Daniel could have changed the jersey number somewhere along the line.
They should be just about getting ready to come out of this little break. This has been a vastly different game than just a week ago. In so many ways, that's for sure.
So many ways.
Yeah.
So many ways. And do you think we have enough wideouts over here on this side?
They're going gangbusters on him here.
Let's see if he runs to the other direction.
Oh,
boy. Oh, boy. We're not the only ones that noticed that. Terrence King just jumps right up in front there and gets a pick that we're lucky it didn't take it into the end zone.
I think Dustin there had zoned in on where he's going to go before that play had even started.
Yep. And he
just needs to shake it off and try to see if we can try to hold him to no more than 3.
Well, we're giving him first down at the 14. Let's make it the 13-yard line. So they do have an opportunity for another first down before they reach the end zone. 7:50 to play in quarter 3. There's been no score yet in quarter 3, but it still stands at 20-10. The visiting Storm in the lead. And there is McKinney again. Yeah. McKinney is just rolling up through there.
We've had no answer for him tonight. Goes again.
And he stands up into the end zone. So that's another score. Number 5, McKinney, takes that in. And he's only a sophomore.
Looks like we got a player down. Couple of players
down for the Bulldogs. So the coaches have had to go out onto the field. One has a cramp.
Yeah.
And the other one is also holding the back of his leg.
Yeah.
We'll try to get those numbers here in a second.
Yeah, they're working out his calf muscles there. All right.
Yep, Gregalunas is one of them, and Parrish is the other one.
Yep,
so
Parrish.
So Gregalunas is walking off on his own 2 feet, but Parrish is having to come off on the shoulders of 2 of the assistant coaches. They're going to send Chad Simmons in to replace Parrish, and then they're going to send John Grant in to take Gregalunas' spot on the line. So they're lining up to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
We'll see if it's
that's
not.
high.
I was afraid it wasn't really going to be one.
But looky here,
the
he's going to
holder
get in.
Is
he did not get in. He came down
let's
short
see
of
where
it.
he came
yeah,
down.
He came down short.
And
yep.
I said field goal, point after touchdown.
Yeah.
I forgot that they had just scored a touchdown. So he leapt, but he
came down about a half yard shy of it. Yep.
He sure did. So
A for effort.
And it had been so long
not
since
an A for result.
been so long since we kicked that field goal. I thought, why are they lining up for a field goal? Well, they weren't. They were lining up for a point after, but something just didn't seem right from the get-go, and they were trying to make up that one they missed.
Yeah.
And now it's 26-10, a 16-point deficit for the Bulldogs.
This is about that point in the game where the Bulldogs really need to start putting something together here.
Well, they need they need to hold them, and then they need 3 scores.
Yeah.
So we're under almost to 7 minutes in quarter 3, and the Bulldogs are going to get an opportunity to do something.
Looks like Austin Warren's going back.
He's taking number 26 back there with him,
Nope.
and that's Noel Gussler. Yep. So Parrish injured, so he's not back there. Joseph Aline has been returning the kickoff, and I'm looking for Joseph along the sideline right now, and I don't see him. All right, they're not going to kick it deep, so the up man takes it. That's number 4,
Chandler Larson,
and that's Chandler Larson handling
I'll
the
tell
ball.
you what, that was an impressive little run.
He did a good job.
Yeah.
So Chandler, I think that's the only second time we've mentioned him tonight. Chandler gets that ball, brings it up to about the 46-yard line. So we'll start off from there.
It's like Justin Downing of the Storm there was a little slow to get up.
A little slow to get up, but he pretty much put his helmet down and jumped straight up after we mentioned it. So I think he's okay.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I've been watching 64, big 64 there, Anthony Tubbs throughout most of this game, and you're talking about a kid here who's 5'9", 330 pounds, and he's been able to take on 2 of our linemen at one time. He's freeing up some of the defense there for the Storm to get in. Somebody's just not getting picked up because of what he can do ball by himself.
Yep, that's absolutely right. We'll keep it here for this timeout. We hope that while we are away at commercial, you are watching our little slideshow that we present and looking at our different sponsors for the night, and we appreciate them because without them we could not have put on a production like we have. We'd like to thank all of our team that are helping us out tonight, our camera folks, the folks running the board, and our 2 co-directors, Mike Waycaster and Doug Horton tonight. We appreciate all their help as well.
Yep.
Walmsley back by himself. This is that same lineup we saw just a moment ago. They're going to look at that play again. We got wide open, but the ball was underthrown.
Yeah.
And that was number 8, Chad Simmons. I mean, he broke wide open. And the Storm were expecting the same play that they just intercepted just a few minutes ago, and we pushed a guy across the middle, and he was open, but we just didn't get the ball out to him.
Looks like we got Raylan Means down here on the sideline working on Gregulinis. I always seem to mispronounce that name.
All right, Walmsley's going to keep it, and he gets nothing. We'll say nothing there. So that brings up 3rd down and 10, and another Bulldog down on the field. The officials call the timeout. The coaches go out, and the officials are going to go ahead and take a water break. So is it possible for us to go to a 1-minute commercial? It is slightly drizzling here in Bulldog Stadium, but not too bad. We're about ready to start the play again. It's 3rd and 10.
We spoke to a ref there a moment ago on the break, and he clarified there was a little extra activity there coming from both sides earlier when McKinney had put that kick down that we missed. So we apologize for that little bit of misinformation.
Wow.
There you go.
What a great catch. What a great catch by number 7. That is Devin Simmons. And that's, I think, his first catch of the night. But what a great catch and what a great run by Devin.
Yep.
And we're going to have to give some credit also to Walmsley because he threw that ball out of he was in the grasp and threw it out from that point. And right away, I look back up the field here and I see that there is
Anthony Tubbs.
And
big guy there.
It's their big man. Tubbs is down, and he is moving. I can see that he's moving his arms and his legs. So we'll see if he's not all right here in just a minute. So injuries are stopping play here.
Yeah.
And this quarter has, if I'm going to try to count real quick in my head, 2, 3, 4. That's the 4th injury, 5th injury, I think, that
5.5 minutes. Yeah.
We've had to stop this quarter. And
looks like
he's up.
Yeah.
He's up. And he's going to walk off on his own. So he's walking off on his own.
The heat that kind of started to roll back in here, I think it's just wore on the players a little bit.
And once again, tonight we have players that are having to play both sides of the ball, and that always makes it worse for those kind of heat-related injuries. And now I have found Joseph Aline, and he's down on the sideline with his jersey off. So that is not good news for the Bulldogs. Walmsley back to pass. He looks ahead. He's got no one opened up for him, and it is intercepted. So another pick by the Storm, and this time I'm waiting for his number to clear. I'm trying to see. It is number 9. So number 9, that's Terrence King.
Yeah.
He gets that pick for the Storm and puts a stop to that Bulldog drive, which we had pushed it down into Storm territory. So another Bulldog drive stymied by an interception.
Dustin was trying to make something out of nothing there,
and his receiver had not even determined to look for the ball yet. Quarterback determines to keep it, and we haven't seen him run on purpose too much tonight, but Hotchkiss, that is a predetermined run. And he got about 8 yards, so we're looking at 2nd and 2. He's going to run it again. And I don't think it's going to be close. Wherever they spot it.
Yeah. If he didn't, he's inches away.
Let's see if they spot it.
They're moving
it. Yeah. So it's not even going to call for a measurement. It's a first down, Storm. We're moving in on 5 minutes to play in quarter number 3. And Hotchkiss is going to keep it again. And now he's going to be sorry that he did keep it, because about 5 Bulldogs jumped on his back. Let's see who climbs down up off the bottom of the pile.
That is the gang tackling that we saw. Yeah. It seemed like every play last week. We got in on that.
That was Ian Watson coming up off the bottom of that pile.
Yeah.
Hotchkiss is looking to throw, but we get in there and get a sack.
Davis Brown,
number 54.
He was not fooled by the fake there. He was all over him. He's all over Hotchkiss on that one.
Well, Hotchkiss didn't quite have that play called how he wanted. He had the man in the backfield. He sent him to the side. Then he tentatively went in motion.
Right.
And it just didn't look right from the get-go. And Davis Brown sniffed that out. Was able to get back in there and make that sack. So we're 3rd and 16. And there's a screen pass. And number 9.
Excellent tackle.
And they coughed up the ball.
They sure did. Yes, that's going to be
And I believe Bulldogs are coming up with it. Yep, number 6 comes up off the ground with it for the Bulldogs, and that's Dustin Walmsley.
And I tell you what, again, that was Davis Brown, in my opinion, made that play. He busted right through that line and had Hotchkiss out of sorts, and the next thing you know, the Bulldogs were all over that.
Well, I hope Monica Robinson in Rockledge, Florida, has been watching the last few minutes, because her outer, Davis Brown, has made at least 2 outstanding plays just in the last couple of minutes.
Yep.
Davis is trying to get the crowd into it. Here we go. And we're back to the line of scrimmage, perhaps.
We've really got to get the ball in the end zone this
Walmsley's
drive.
helmet comes loose.
Yeah.
And Walmsley's limping.
Going to come out, I think, on this play. Yeah, we've definitely got to put this ball in the end zone. At this point in the game, you got to have 7.
So Caleb Parrish will have to go in at quarterback while the Walmsley comes off, and they see if he can't shake that off. Parrish, I thought he was going down, but he was able to. He did go down.
Yeah,
they
his
called
knee
him
hit
down.
the ground, yeah.
All right, so he bounced back up pretty quick, but they saw that his knee hit the ground.
His left knee just barely.
So
got
that's
it.
a loss.
Yep.
So it's going to be 3rd and about 13. We'll be generous and say 12. Minute 48 to play.
Oh, that could have been interference.
It is
there
interference.
There it is. Yep.
It is interference. If that's going to be called on number 6, and that's Kevin Coy. But was that Chad Simmons back there, number 8?
Yep.
It
was the last second. Yep.
Chad jumps up,
Yep.
and all of a sudden he jerks back down to the ground. I thought that's unnatural, and the reason it's unnatural is because they had a hold of his arm.
Yep.
So that right there is going to put
First down.
the Bulldogs in super good field position, and it is an automatic first down.
First down. Yep. Well, that definitely helps.
They're having a little controversy out there among the officials, but they've moved the chains now, so it's first down. The side judge was not in agreement with the referee, but they changed it, and now Walmsley gets loose.
Wow.
How did he get loose? How did he get loose?
Great play.
Walmsley ahead to about the 3-yard line, and I mean he had 4 of the Storm hanging all over him and comes out from underneath that. And I think he learned a thing or two from Savon Bond on the Storm, because that was an exact kind of play that Savon's been running tonight. Just come out from underneath there with no apparent reason to be able to come out. And wow,
I thought they had him. I was
ready to just say loss on the play, and he ends up picking up 6 yards.
Yeah.
So it's 2nd, and there is still an opportunity for a first down if they can get it down around the 1-yard line. Walmsley falls ahead.
You'd really like to see them try to get this thing one more play off before the end of the quarter to see if they can get this ball in the end zone. But
it's going to be close.
I'm not sure that they're going to do that. Doesn't look like they're going to even bother running the play. So.
We're coming up on a quarter break, so in just a moment, we're going to take a 1-minute timeout. And that's the end of the quarters. We'll be back in 1 minute. Good evening, folks. Kerry Dillinger here tonight beside my buddy T. Payne, Trent Payne. It is the beginning of the fourth quarter. The score is 20-10. The Storm is in control at the moment, but the Bulldogs are wanting to score very badly, and so we're going to throw the camera back out onto the field here because the Bulldogs are lining up, and let's hope we can put this one in the end zone, Trent.
Yep.
Well, Trent,
Sniff that one out.
we went the wrong direction.
Yes, we did.
And that's, instead of pushing ahead a yard for the first down, we were pushed back. And let's see where they put the line, the forward progress. Well, we're lucky. They only put us back about a foot.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fourth and less than 2 yards, but it's more than a yard. So we'll see what the Bulldogs have in store to try and pick up this yard and a half.
Yeah, I don't think we have any other choice but to go for this at this point.
No, a field goal would.
Yeah.
That's not going to do us any good. Well, we tried our little draw them off.
And they may just be trying to draw them off. Yep.
And then they're going to call a timeout. So they tried the stutter count or whatever, however they do it, and it didn't work this time. That's the first time it hasn't worked tonight, and we really needed it to work. So that didn't work. So we're going to call timeout, call another play, and have another go at it in just a minute. Well, I know we're on the road next week, and so we will not be broadcasting from on the road.
We need to check here to see if someone knows who is going to be up on the schedule next. Does anybody know who we're playing next week?
You can probably find it online. No, it's Foundation Academy.
Yeah, we're not. Believe we're at Foundation Academy.
Yeah, they're live streaming for us, so it will stream to our website.
Okay.
As well.
Yep.
All right.
They're doing Play on Sports also, and we'll be live streaming that game, so you'll be able to pick it up at the usual spot for Mount Dora Bible at that point with their announcers. Yep.
So they might not be as friendly toward Mount Dora Bible as you and I are.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, here we go. It's fourth down. Walmsley hesitates, then he pushes off the right side, and I'm waiting for the signal. Yes, it is a touchdown. Dustin Walmsley goes in for the score. That'll be 6 more for the Bulldogs.
They're going to go for 2. I think we're going to go for 2 here to try to get this within a 1-score game.
So what do we're sitting on what, 26-16 right now?
They're going to try to put it in for 2. Which is a good call, I think.
26-16, so they're trying to play for 26-18.
Yeah.
Now here comes Walmsley off the field.
That's not a good sign.
And I think his lip's bleeding.
Yeah.
They can patch that up and get him back out there. Here he goes for 2. Caleb Parrish takes it in, so the Bulldogs rack up a 2-point conversion. So we're sitting on 26-18 right now.
Just like that, we're 1 score away from tying this game up.
Another score and a 2-point conversion.
Yep.
So the Bulldogs are back in this game.
Yep.
What they need is what we got from them last week, and that is a defensive turnover. Victory has had their defensive turnovers tonight. They have picked us off, I believe, 3 or 4 times. We have not been as lucky. I think we did get 1 fumble recovery down here around the 30-yard line earlier, but we need something to happen.
The blitz worked great that last series of downs for our defense. You got to wonder if Coach Cochran won't dial up a few more plays like that to see if we can make something happen again. I would suspect at this point, though, this is going to be a regular kickoff. I would be surprised if they tried.
You'll be surprised if we try the onside kick here.
Yeah.
Well, he's got Chad Simmons teeing it up, and they will. Nope, he went after it.
That didn't even go.
The 10 yards.
Yeah.
Nope, that didn't go the 10 yards. That went about 7 yards.
I can't say that I understand that play call, to be quite honest.
Well, we're not going to second guess that play call. Coach is trying to get the ball back the best way he can, and Chad kind of tipped the top of the ball a little bit, and it didn't go how it was supposed to go. So we took a little chance there, didn't work, and we've given the Storm the ball at our 45-yard line with 10:45 to play in the game. All right, Hotchkiss throws it out here to number 1.
Yeah, that was Daniel Johnson got in there and blew that play up. That was a great play.
Well, we know it's the fourth quarter because the band's back on the drums again.
Yeah.
So maybe they can get the Bulldogs fired up with a little bit of music and cheering. All right, we're going to blitz here, and we missed it. And now number 1's on the run.
I think he got that first down. He just went just about a yard past it.
Yep, that's Bond on the run, and he picked up the first down. So here we go. The 34-yard line, first down, and the Storm is on the move. Hotchkiss lines up with McKinney in the backfield. Hands it to McKinney. McKinney cuts back to the left, and he's leg tackled there after a pretty good gain by number 4, Chandler Larson. So Chandler saves him from a first down, but he did pick up a good 5.5, 6 yards on that scamper. And he looked to the right. Yep. There was nothing. He cut back hard to the left and made a good run. So here we go. He hands off again to Bond. Bond around the right side. He slips the tackle, and he's down to the 15-yard line before finally Chad Simmons brings him down. That is a first down.
Yeah.
So the Storm is pushing deeper into Bulldog territory down to the 15-yard line. We have a timeout on the field because we have 2 injured players, 1 Bulldog and 1 for the Storm.
Looks like they're hurrying out there to do something.
Hurrying out there with some medical equipment for the Bulldog, and I can't see who's down for either team.
Yeah, I'm not positive.
We're right at 9 minutes to play, and more injuries here in the second half. All right, they're going to pick up the Storm player, and they're going to pick up the Bulldog. That's Bond.
And Austin Warren.
Bond for the Storm injured. He's being assisted off. Austin Warren's walking off under his own power. So Bond and Warren will have to come out of the game.
Looks like his father is helping him off the field there.
Assistant coach David Warren, one of our staff here at Mount Dora Bible, and helps out with so many sports here at school.
Yep.
All right, we got a someone else running the ball, but he
McKinney.
fumbles it. And I believe he fumbles it out of bounds. So we'll see where they
It was McKinney again.
place the ball. Yep, McKinney on the run. He fumbled it, but they're going to give him forward progress to about the 10-yard line.
He has just been a nightmare for the Bulldogs this evening. Jalen McKinney is playing great ball. Great ball.
Bulldogs have had trouble solving McKinney and Bond.
Yeah.
Hotchkiss, except for one or two runs, they've contained his running.
Yeah.
But McKinney and Bond. And then here comes number 6, who's also done some damage, and that is Kevin Coy. We've called his name now 5-6 times offensively. And he's done some damage and takes it up the middle.
Looks like Austin Warren's back out on the field there, too, after being shook up there for a moment.
He's resting on his knees, so he's not at 100%.
Yeah.
All right, Hotchkiss puts everybody out of the backfield. He's in the shotgun as he's been all night. And he's looking to run himself.
Great play by the defense.
The Bulldogs were looking for him with that little quarterback draw, and he lost yards on that.
And, well, we may have an unsportsmanlike conduct possibly here.
Let's see how that goes. Chandler Larson is acting like it's against the Storm. So we'll see which way they point it. They're pointing it at the Bulldogs right there. Personal foul. So it's not unsportsmanlike conduct. It's personal foul. So it's going to go against the Bulldogs. And, we had held them to a 4th down.
Yep.
And now that's going to be negated, because I believe this should be enough for a 1st down. Let's see how he steps it off.
Looks like he's going to do half the distance of the goal. Yep.
So let's see where the yard marker comes down.
Looks like he's just outside the 6-yard line.
So they have not made the 1st down. So it's 4th and 2 from about, let's give it the 7-yard line. 4th and 2. So the Storm is not going to fool around with any field goal kicking. Hotchkiss is back in the shotgun.
Is this a 4th down, or did they give them a 1st down?
No, no 1st down on that. He's going to throw up a big one, and it was caught, and it was good.
Yeah.
He bobbled it a little bit, but it was good. So that's another touchdown for the Storm, and I believe that was number.
That was McKinney.
It was McKinney on the receiving end
now.
of that. They sent the running back out there, and
our defense was ready for it, but that was really a height issue there.
And it was a jump ball.
Yep.
And McKinney had the leap on that one. So that's another touchdown for the Storm, which puts them at 32 points with 7 minutes remaining. And they're going to kick for their point after this time. Set it up. Gives it the boot, and he's wide right. Wide right. So 7 minutes to go, 32 points for the Storm, 18 points for the Bulldogs.
I believe McKinney has outscored the Bulldogs all by himself so far this evening.
I think you're right. And I haven't been tracking who's made the scores tonight, but I think you're right. Well, the Bulldogs have what Grandpa would say is a long road to hoe, and it's already dark.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they can do here. Whatever they intend to do, they're going to have to do it quickly.
Yes.
Quickly, because time is all against them. 30 32. I think I said 32-16. It's actually 32-18.
Yeah. They could still, I mean, you're still talking 2 touchdowns here, even to tie it, even without the 2-point plays. But they're going to have to hurry. There's no doubt about it.
Well, we're going to send back Austin Warren and Caleb Parrish this time. Remember last time they kind of pooch kicked it and it ended up in the hands of Chandler Larson. This time it goes through Parrish's hands. We decide to pick it up and advance it the best we can because that was a live ball. You you couldn't just let it roll dead. And why somebody besides Chandler didn't get after that, I don't know, but Chandler wisely.
Momentary confusion, I think, there.
Well, sometimes you start thinking the same way you think during the punt.
Right.
Where you can let it roll dead.
Yep.
You can't let the kickoff roll dead. The Storm could have come down, scooped that up, and taken it right into the end zone. So Chandler Larson thinking very well comes from way out here on about the 40-yard line back there, scoops that up, and then turns it around and at least gets it out to about the 10-yard line as opposed to us losing control of the ball.
And frankly, I'm surprised he got that far. He picked that up at the 3, and they were already inside the 10.
Yeah.
But he was able to get it out there.
So he's giving them just a little bit of breathing room. Yep, Parrish.
Quarterback keeper there that lost him a yard.
Yep, lost about perhaps a yard on that play, so it's going to be 2nd and 11. But we've had some strange weather tonight because of the cool breeze is blowing again. So we've had the cool breeze, we've had the muggy air come through, we've had the drizzle, and now the cool breeze is back, which I personally prefer.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can make it to the end of the game without any rain. I believe we're going to make it. So Parrish, he takes off up the right side, and he gets the yardage that he lost back, plus an extra couple of yards, but now he's down, and they're calling for coaches to come on the field.
Looks like one of the Victory Christian trainers came out first to assist, along with the Bulldog staff. They're going to need a medic.
They're calling for the medic.
Yep.
So the paramedics are coming out to check on Parrish.
Now there they are. Okay.
They're on the way out. They're on the way out. They were over here on the sideline with us, and so they were on the way out even though the official was looking down toward the truck. He didn't realize they were already over here. So the medics are out. While they're seeing to this, we're going to take a 1-minute commercial break. All right, we're back for just a minute to explain to you why we haven't had the audio up. We're in an extended timeout for an injury. Caleb Parrish is down on the field and remains down on the field. So that is why we've been away.
We kind of we don't know for certain, but we believe it's a possible broken leg. For those interested.
And we don't have the ambulance on the premises tonight, so perhaps we're waiting for that. So we just want to let you know that we know that the audio is down. We're going to put it back down for a few more minutes, and as soon as we're back to football, we'll be back with you. So we're going to put the audio back down. we're back. We have 6 minutes and 6 seconds to play. The EMTs are getting ready to transport Caleb to the hospital. And our prayers go out to him and hope that he can get himself situated this evening.
The updated news from one of our football staff is that it's an issue with his knee. To what extent, we do not know yet, but apparently a couple years ago he had an ACL injury, so that has crossed the staff's mind, but that's entirely speculation at this moment.
The officials have instructed the coaches to warm their teams back up. That will take a couple of minutes, and we're just about to roll the stretcher off the field.
Now the thing you have to really be concerned about after you have that kind of long break is
more
injuries. Yeah.
So that's the purpose of the warm-up.
Yeah.
To try to avoid that.
And they are just now getting ready to wheel Caleb off the field, and players are moving around, getting ready to start up the game.
Well, Caleb's head is up, and he's moving around, moving his arms, looking around. He's on an IV, and they're getting ready to load him up right now into the ambulance. So just as soon as the EMTs clear their equipment off the field and the warm-ups are concluded, we'll be back at it. Well, we hate to see these injuries.
Yeah.
Tonight we've had quite a few go down on the field, but of course this has been the only extended injury.
And the Bulldogs, they really did not. We did not need this to happen. We've had our share of these kind of injuries. Already having lost some players for the season. Jansen Barker, a few weeks back, fractured his arm. And
Christian Stone with stitches and a break, and he was able to go out and kick tonight, but he cannot quarterback until perhaps the middle of October. Dylan has a hyperextended knee, and he's under doctor's care with that.
Yeah.
And Walmsley was shook up earlier tonight, and that's why Caleb was in there. And now Caleb is on his way to the hospital. So we're back to Walmsley. He was warming up here on the sideline. So he will conclude this game for us. We're just about ready to play. Now it is third down. It is Bulldog ball. It's 3rd and 7. There's 6 minutes to play. Bulldogs are in desperate need of a score, and it needs to be done quickly.
Yeah. EMTs are pulling, ambulance is pulling out now, so they're we should be underway here in just a matter of a moment or so.
All right, they're at the line. Walmsley's back in the shotgun. He has one man with him. And here we go. He's looking to pass. He's throwing that out for Austin Warren, and it was thrown behind Austin Warren, and Paleon almost picked it off. Almost picked it off. So we go to 4th down, and I don't know what our options are from there. From where the ball is, I can't see that we can do anything but punt.
Yeah.
Who is the punter with Stone out?
Yeah, looks like we're going to just go for this.
We're just going to go for it. Quick kick.
Nope. Yep.
So we quick kicked it, and here it goes. It will be downed at about the 30. He threw his little beanbag down on the 37-yard line. So once again, Victory Christian Academy takes over in Bulldog territory, a place that they've spent most of the night on offense.
At this point, defensively, you have nothing to lose. So they're going to just, I think you're going to have to just send them all coming in on him, and hope that you blow a play up or get the ball quickly and
force a turnover.
Yeah.
The problem with trying that, of course, is
you get burned.
You get burned.
Yep.
But at 32-18 with 5:52 to go,
losing by 14 or 21, I don't know that it matters.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right, there goes the handoff. He tries it up the middle and cuts it back, and that is number 5, Jalen McKinney, with the carry.
Who I think, along with their quarterback, Hotchkiss, has, I think, clearly been the players of the game for Victory Christian.
For Victory Christian's offense. Yeah. And then for the defense,
Coy,
and then plus whoever got, and I can't remember who got the 3 or 4 picks, but that put a stop to us cold.
Yeah.
So their defense plus Hotchkiss plus,
nice sack.
We talk about Hotchkiss, and then he gets himself.
Dustin Walmsley gets in there for that one.
Yep. Sack. But McKinney, for them, has played an awesome game.
Yeah, yes.
King has been there for them tonight. We've called his name quite a few times. Early in the game, Savon Bond, we were calling his name quite a bit.
I think the thing that makes this even worse, and I think when the coaching staff looks back at this game, if it holds up the way it is right now, is we've played them actually fairly evenly, except for those first few minutes of the game.
First 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Subtract those 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and this is the game.
We're tied. We're just tied. So at the high school level, it's a game of mistakes.
Yes. Yes, it is. Boy, he does not want to go down.
He didn't want to go down, so the referees were tired of it, so they just blew the whistle.
Yeah.
And that's Kevin
Coy. Yeah.
So I was saying at the high school level, the game is a game of mistakes, and whoever can make the fewest is going to come out on top.
Yep.
And you say, well, that's any game, but that's any football game, but not necessarily, because sometimes when you watch the college and the pros, you'll see a team make a bunch of mistakes, but because they are so athletic or so far above the other team, they'll just win anyway.
Yeah.
But at high school, 2 or 3 mistakes and the game is over.
I think Kevin Coy may have tweaked his muscle there.
Yeah.
Got a cramp or something.
He's got a cramp, I think. He's trying to walk it off, but he can't get off.
Yeah, they're bringing in Jethro Francois here.
So the officials are going to have to take a timeout with 3:23 remaining. Do we want to go to commercial one more time tonight?
Commercial? Yeah, good.
That was a quick break.
That didn't last a minute, did it?
No, it did not.
So we're back. They're lined up to punt, and they will punt. And we're going to let that one roll through the end zone and take it on the 20. So touchback. Take it on the 20.
Well, the defense held, but with 3 minutes in the game, something's going to have to happen very quick. And at this point, you're going to have to do an onside kick, assuming you did get that touchdown.
So two things are going to happen. Have to happen very quick. We're going to have to score quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight we have scored, but we have not scored quickly.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to score quickly. Then we're going to have to do the onside kick, and they'll know we're going to do the onside kick.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it all plays out. We have 3:03 remaining. Walmsley's back in at quarterback. Let's see how this goes. Man in motion, that's Devin Simmons. Devin caught a great pass earlier tonight, but the pass went out to number 20, and number 20 is Nick Johnson, only a 9th grader.
Yep. Hey, we called his names a few times this evening.
That's the second or third time we've called Nick tonight. So Nick, unfortunately, on that play, got back to the line of scrimmage. I thought we were going to look at Devin Simmons breaking open here right about the 30-yard line, but he decided to go to the short man.
I'm not so sure that it wouldn't have been better for that ball to have just gone incomplete, as long as this is taken to move the ball here.
All right, here we go. Walmsley's going to keep it, and he goes up the right side. He's still up, and finally he's gang tackled by the Storm after he picks up about 2 yards. So we're bringing up third, and let's make it 3 yards. 3rd and 7 to go. The clock is winding to 2 minutes. No 2-minute warning in high school ball, so it just keeps on winding. And we're under 2 minutes now. The Bulldogs are just not in a hurry, but they're putting their play in. They're going to just run however many plays they have time to run. So 1:37 to go.
Yeah.
All right, Walmsley's looking to throw the big one. He's got Austin Warren out here. Austin goes up in a little battle.
That was great coverage.
With number 2, and number 2 was
Audrey Polion.
Was well out height. He is out heighted. I just made up a word. He had Austin had much more height than Audrey did, and he still jumped up there pretty much even with Austin and batted it down.
Their corners have played very well for Victory Christian tonight. Our wide receivers have just not been open for anything more than 5 or 10 yards down the field at the most.
All right, it's 4th down and about 7 to go. Walmsley's looking long, and he kind of
make it. Yeah.
He kind of knuckle-balled it a little bit, so it fell short. Austin Warren tried to come back for it, but he didn't really have an opportunity. And that's going to turn the ball over on downs.
I suspect that we'll see a kneel down at this point to
I think
close out this game.
I think we will. Minute 21 to go. So Bulldogs go on the road next week.
Foundation Academy.
Our producer tells us Foundation Academy is on Play On Sports, so you should be able to log on to the website and pick up that stream if you can't make it down to the game. So
just go to chbs.org and choose athletics at the top of the menu there and go down to Bulldog TV, and you will be able to find the game at that time. If you went there now, you would, or you are there now, you would see upcoming games for the schedule for Play On Sports here in the coming days.
All right, so
there's a kneel down.
There's a knee there, and he'll put it back a yard, and they'll let the clock wind. We're not going to call any timeouts. They're not going to call any timeouts.
This one is over.
And everybody's tired. I see one of the officials leaning down with his hands on his knees. I know I'm tired. Not as tired as last week.
Yeah, that one was very tiring.
Yes. Yeah. We're still 20 or 30 minutes ahead of that schedule. So we're going to take another knee.
And that'll be it.
Now we're under 30 seconds.
Well, Kerry, who would you say was the player of the game for the Bulldogs tonight?
Say that again,
I
Trent.
was just saying, who do you think would be the player of the game for the Bulldogs tonight?
I'm going to have to give it to Walmsley.
Yeah.
Because he hung in there even after he got hurt. He had to go back in there. He played a strong game offensively and defensively. Yes, he threw some interceptions, but some of that had to do with the defensive players being excellent. All right, we're getting ready to go on camera here for our close tonight. We appreciate everyone being out with us. Final score, Victory Christian 32, and Bulldogs ended up with 18 points. So we saw some productivity from the offense tonight, but just too many injuries to have Caleb Parrish go out of the game. Joseph Aline had to sit out the last half of the game. These things are just a killer when you're trying to put points on the board. Also, the Bulldogs prefer to play that more methodical type of offense where it takes time, and when you get behind, you don't have time.
That's right, yep.
So kudos to Victory Christian tonight. They came and played hard and had their game plan, stuck with it, took advantage of turnovers, and really the turnovers were the game.
Yes, they were.
If it wasn't for that, we'd be sitting here having to do that overtime thing.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Which, frankly, I would have preferred, but, you know.
We would have preferred, yes. Well, we would have preferred it till we noticed that it was like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And then we would have been sorry. So we want to wrap it up here. If I'm going to look at the director and see if he'll let us wrap it up. So we're going to wrap it up right now. On behalf of Trent Payne, I'm Kerry Dillinger from Mount Dora, Florida. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Come and see what we're all about.
Come and see what we're all about.
Come and see what we're all about.
Christian Home and Bible School was started in 1945. This is a place that helps children grow academically, socially, and spiritually.
We are actually located in the heart of downtown Mount Dora in beautiful rolling hills, whispering pine trees. And once you've had an opportunity to see our beautiful 70-acre campus and what we do here with our students, I think you will be very impressed.
Our mission is to educate for life and eternity, as we want to prepare our kids for the very best opportunities that life has to offer.
We currently have 640 students here, starting in pre-K at 2 years of age, all the way through 12th grade.
Our makeup is really diverse. We have 5 different countries represented, over 14 different religious backgrounds. If you're looking for a place that's going to nurture you, that's going to help you grow, that's going to bring you to heights you've never expected, this is the right place.
Come for a tour of our beautiful 70-acre campus and let me show you what Christian Home and Bible School is all about.
Come and see what we're all about.
Come and see what we're all about.
Come see us today. You'll love it.